But a divine transfer is not about survival, it's about overflow. When God moves, He doesn't come with a spoon, He comes with a flood. And when He decides to shift something in your favor, there is nothing you will lack. The energy you lost is coming back. The time you feel was wasted is going to be restored. The people who walked out are going to be replaced by people who walk in with divine assignment. You've been in a waiting room while others have been in the spotlight, but understand this, a waiting room is not a punishment. It's preparation for promotion. When God puts you on hold, it's not to hurt you, it's to build you, shield you, and align things that are unseen. What is coming to your life is not random, it is targeted. It carries your name, your purpose, and your destiny. And when it hits, you'll look back and say, if I had gotten it sooner, I wouldn't have been ready. If I had taken that route, I would have missed the blessing. Thank God for the wait, because now I can handle the weight. God is not stingy. God is not a withholder. God is a giver, a provider, a restorer. And what you need, whether it is spiritual strength, mental clarity, financial stability, or relational peace, is already accounted for in heaven. You're not asking for something God has to invent. It's already prepared. The issue isn't whether God can do it. The issue is whether you will trust Him while He unfolds it. And let me tell you, your faith has not gone unnoticed. Every time you chose to believe when you had no proof, heaven recorded it. Every time you prayed when you were discouraged, it was written. Every tear you cried was caught, not wasted. The transfer is coming because your faith has pulled it down. And hear this, a divine transfer does not always begin with addition, it begins with subtraction. Some things had to be taken, some people had to leave, some plans had to fall through, because what God is sending cannot fit in a crowded room. He had to make space. That closed door wasn't a curse, it was pruning. That disappointment wasn't punishment, it was pruning. That loss didn't end your story, it refined it. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. And when God positions you, even setbacks become setups for divine encounters. Do not let the weariness in your bones deceive you. Do not let the quietness of the season make you think heaven is silent. Do not let the whispers of doubt drown out the roar of destiny. God is about to do something that will shut the mouth of every liar who said you would never rise. He is about to shift the balance in your favor. The ones who thought you were finished are about to see God lift you, not because you're perfect, not because you earned it, but because God delights in doing the impossible through the overlooked. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, you are not overlooked, you are favored, and favor doesn't need public approval, it just needs divine timing. And when the timing of God meets the faith of His servant, nothing can stop what is about to be birthed. There is a divine transfer that's going to touch your household, your mind, your future. It's not coming from man, it's coming from God. That means no one can take credit and no one can block it. What's coming for you is coming by the hand of the one who formed you in secret and called you in purpose. Lift your head, straighten your back. You are not beneath, you are being prepared to be above. You are not abandoned, you are being set apart. The waiting season was not punishment, it was preservation. God has kept you not because He was ignoring you, but because He was saving the best for last. You will not go down in defeat, you will not end in shame, you will not break beneath the pressure. The same God who sustained you in the valley is the God who will elevate you in the light. And let me tell you something else. This divine transfer is not just for your comfort, it's for your calling. When God blesses, He blesses with purpose. You're not being lifted so you can sit pretty. You're being raised so you can carry weight. What you've been through has not been in vain. You've got something to say now. You've got scars that speak. You've got wisdom that came through wounds. And you've got the strength of someone who's been through hell but never gave up. An active married has got to get up. That's who God raises. Not the flashy, but the faithful. Not the loud, but the loyal. And you've been loyal to God, even when it was lonely. So prepare your heart, not for more of the same, but for the supernatural. God is about to release favor you didn't apply for, opportunities you didn't chase, doors you didn't knock on, connections you didn't plan. Why? Because your obedience pulled it. Your faith unlocked it. Your surrender drew it in. You've been sowing in tears, but you're about to reap in joy. You've been trusting in silence, but God is about to speak publicly. The same God who hid you is about to reveal you. And when He reveals you, it will be undeniable. Nobody will be able to say it was coincidence. They'll look and say, surely this is the work of God. So walk like it's coming, pray like it's near, live like it's already been done, because God doesn't give warnings without a reason. This message is not hype, it is a heavenly announcement. Something is being shifted, something is being released, something is being reordered, and your name is on it. Your season is changing. Your wilderness is ending, your oil is flowing again, and your joy is about to return. Stay faithful, stay humble, stay ready. Because when God transfers, He doesn't trickle, He floods. When God opens His hand, He satisfies every need. When God moves, no man can reverse it. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to doubt. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the moment to believe with every fiber in your being that God is still in control, that He has not overlooked your prayers, that He has not forgotten your name, that He has not ignored your obedience. A divine transfer is not about what you can earn. It's about what God has already determined, and what has been determined in heaven is about to manifest on earth. The same God who brought water out of a rock can bring provision out of your desert. The same God who made a way through the sea can make a way through your mess. Don't let what you see confuse what you believe. The transfer is not about sight, it's about faith. And if you have the faith to believe it, God has the power to deliver it. There is a shaking happening in the Spirit, a stirring, a shifting. And when God shifts, things move fast, suddenly, without warning, without protocol. That's how heaven moves. And it moves for those who are ready. Not perfect, just ready. Are you ready? Are you expectant? Are you open? Because God doesn't force favor, He flows it to the prepared. Don't worry about who left. Don't worry about what you lost. Don't worry about how it will happen. Just know God knows. He knows what you need. He knows how to get it to you. He knows what time it will arrive. And when it does, you will not be able to explain it. You'll only be able to testify. God did this. You are not empty. You are not abandoned. You are not cursed. You are on the edge of something divine, and it's coming straight to you. Hold on a little longer, trust a little deeper, expect a little greater, because God is moving. And when He moves, He brings it all with Him: healing, restoration, provision, purpose, protection, and peace. The transfer is not just coming to your hands, it's coming to your heart, your household, your destiny. You've cried long enough. You've waited long enough. You've fought long enough. Now get ready. God knows you need it, and it's coming. Let me tell you something, and I need you to hear it with every ounce of your spirit. God is not trying to impress you. He is trying to bless you. But before the blessing flows, He often breaks. He doesn't break you to destroy you. He breaks you to prepare the vessel for what is about to be poured. Many of you have been feeling that break. You've been feeling stretched, stripped, tested, and torn, and you've wondered, why, God? Why now? Why me? But God answers not with words, but with outcomes. He lets the storm come, not to shake your faith, but to strengthen your roots. He allows the pressure not to crush you, but to press the oil out of you. You cannot carry the weight of the divine until you have gone through the refining. You cannot step into purpose until you've passed through fire. You see, God's preparation doesn't look like comfort. It looks like chaos to the natural eye. But to the spiritual, it's alignment, it's precision, it's orchestration. The setbacks are setups. The losses are lessons. The tears are water for the seeds of your next harvest. And that harvest, my friend, is not going to be common. It's going to be supernatural. You won't just receive what others expect. You will receive what only God can provide. And this is important. Stop measuring God's promises by human standards. His ways are not your ways. His timing is not your calendar. What takes man 10 years, God can do in a moment. He can open one door that changes your entire bloodline. He can send one opportunity that redeems a decade of delay. He can whisper one instruction that shatters every chain that's held you back. And He does it not because you are worthy in the eyes of man, but because you have been faithful in the eyes of God. Some of you think it's too late. You think you're too old, too broken, too far gone. You think the window has closed, that the moment has passed. But hear this, God is not limited by time. Time bends to His will. And when He says now, every force in existence bows. The years you thought were wasted, He can redeem. The energy you thought was gone, He can restore. The opportunity you think you missed, God can bring it back around better, bigger, and more blessed than you could ever imagine. When God transfers something, it is never random. It is always righteous. It is always measured. It is always intentional. This is why the process has felt so intense. You are not just being blessed, you are being entrusted. God doesn't waste His power on vanity. He blesses with vision, and He is about to place something in your life that will not only change your condition, it will change your capacity. You won't just be healed, you will become a healer. You won't just be restored, you will become a restorer. You won't just be lifted, you will become a lifter of others. You must understand that what you're going through has been shaping your spiritual authority. Pain forges power. Loss forges wisdom. Delay forges discernment. And without those things, the blessing would crush you. But now, God sees that you're not who you were. You've grown. You've matured. You've learned how to hear Him in silence and trust Him in darkness. That's why the transfer is coming. Not just because you need it, but because you're ready to carry it. Don't let people distract you in this hour. When God is about to move, the enemy sends noise. He sends offense, confusion, temptation, and distraction. He wants your mind off the promise and on the problem. He wants your eyes off the spiritual and glued to the natural. But you must rise above the noise. You must protect your focus like it's your future. Because it is. Keep your eyes on God. Keep your heart guarded. Keep your spirit tuned. Because when the hand of God moves, it does not wait for public consensus. It moves for those who are aligned, alert, and available. And let me make something very clear. You don't need to chase what God has commanded to come to you. You don't have to manipulate, force, beg, or strive. You only need to be faithful. Divine transfers are attracted to obedience. When you stay faithful in the dark, God rewards you in the light. You may not have the platform, but you've got the presence of God. You may not have the network, but you've got the favor of God. And favor can do what connections never could. Favor can lift you from the back of the line to the front without explanation. Favor can bring resources to your feet that you didn't even ask for. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for surrender. He is looking for those who will say, even when I don't see it, I will trust you. Even when I don't feel it, I will believe you. That's who the divine transfer is coming for. Not the loudest, not the most polished, not the most connected, but the most surrendered. God can use anyone who stays humble, who stays hungry, and who keeps their heart pure. Your tears have been seen, your prayers have been heard, and God is dispatching things into your life even now that you cannot comprehend. He is aligning people who will support your next season. He is clearing out enemies before you even reach the battlefield. He is touching hearts in rooms where your name is being mentioned and you haven't even entered the door yet. That's how God works. He goes before you. He works behind the scenes. And when the curtain opens, all you can do is fall on your knees and say, only God could have done this. But hear me closely. Don't just prepare your hands to receive, prepare your heart to steward. The blessing is not about status, it's about service. What you are receiving is meant to be poured out again. It's not just for you to hold, it's for you to release. God is transferring wealth, wisdom, influence, and insight, not for your ego, but for His glory, not for your applause, but for the healing of others. The weight of this blessing requires spiritual maturity. It requires you to stay grounded, stay grateful, and stay generous. There will be tests, there will be distractions, there will be temptations to slip into pride or to doubt again. But remember this, the same God who brought it to you is the same God who can keep you through it. Don't look at the size of the blessing, look at the strength of your God. Don't let the fear of failure rob you of the joy of divine favor. You are equipped for this. You are ready for this. You were made for this moment. Your life is about to change in ways you didn't anticipate. Your season is about to shift so dramatically that people will ask, what happened? And all you will be able to say is, God moved. God transferred something from His realm into your reality. What was blocked is now flowing. What was dry is now overflowing. What was impossible is now unfolding. And all of it was orchestrated by the one who never sleeps, never fails, and never makes a mistake. So do not fear, do not doubt, do not retreat. This is the hour to stand in faith like never before. Speak life over your future. Declare the promise over the problem. Praise God before you see the evidence. Worship Him in the waiting, because the waiting is not empty, it is the womb of miracles. And your miracle is on the way. You don't need the approval of the world, you need the anointing of God, and that anointing is coming with a transfer. A spiritual deposit is being released. A divine inheritance is being unlocked. And it's coming to the faithful, to the surrendered, to the ones who've held on with trembling hands but unwavering hearts. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, you are marked. And what is marked by God cannot be stolen, delayed, or denied. So prepare yourself, not with panic, but with praise, not with fear, but with faith, because when God says it's time, no man can stop what is destined to be yours. This is not hype, this is not a feeling, this is the voice of God whispering into your life. I have seen your pain, I have counted your tears, I have heard your groans in the dark, and I am sending the answer. I am sending the increase. I am sending the breakthrough. I am sending the divine transfer. And it shall come to pass. There is a moment in every destiny where heaven collides with earth, where silence breaks into movement, where delay gives way to divine release. That moment is not determined by the noise of men, but by the will of God. And I speak this with full assurance. Your moment is being summoned by the hand of the Almighty. Not by coincidence, not by accident, but by divine instruction. God has issued the order, and when God speaks, creation moves. When God commands, nothing created, nothing seen or unseen can resist or delay His word. You see, the transfer is not about ease, it's about evidence. Evidence that God has not left you. Evidence that your prayers were not wasted breath. Evidence that the sleepless nights, the silent battles, the lonely roads were all steps in a divine pattern. Too often we look for God in what feels good. But God is most present in what forms us. And the fire that refines you is the same fire that is now opening the gates of favor. God is not just blessing you to comfort you. He is blessing you to reveal Himself through you. When God moves in your life, it's not just so that you can say, I made it. It's so that others will look at your life and say, surely God lives. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's proof. Your restoration becomes someone else's roadmap. You become a living testimony, not because you chose to be strong, but because God chose to show His strength through your weakness. That's the divine transaction. God takes your ashes and gives you beauty. He takes your silence and fills it with purpose. He takes your emptiness and floods it with overflow. Do not measure your current condition and assume it is your conclusion. God's story for your life is not confined to this chapter. You may be at the bottom now, but God has already written the rise. The page will turn, and when it does, the scenery will change. You won't have to strive for it. You won't have to fight for attention or beg for favor. God will make your name known in the places that matter, not for ego, but for impact. He will elevate the humble, and He will silence the voices that tried to bury you. Not with revenge, but with undeniable evidence of His power. The blessing that is coming will correct every lie spoken over your life. It will heal every place that was broken. It will confirm every promise you thought was lost in the wilderness. But you must not look to man for validation. Man will applaud what he understands. But what God is about to do in your life will surpass understanding. This is why you had to walk alone for a while. This is why you couldn't explain the process, because this transfer isn't man-made, it's God-ordained. It was seasons when God hides you not to punish you, but to protect the potential. He does not allow premature exposure, because exposure without preparation brings destruction. And what you are carrying is holy, what you are carrying is sacred. The favor that is coming is heavy, and it cannot rest on weak foundations. That's why the shaking had to come. That's why the pruning was necessary. God had to strengthen the root before He could allow the fruit. Because what is coming isn't just a visitation, it's a habitation. You are not just being blessed for a moment, you are being established for a lifetime. And understand this, God is a master of timing. You may feel late in your own mind. You may think you've missed windows, missed chances, missed favor. But God does not miss. He is never early. He is never late. He is always right on time. What you thought was a detour was actually divine direction. Every no was a redirection. Every delay was a preservation. Every closed door was God's hand saying, not this one, not now. Wait for what I have prepared. You must keep your posture right. The divine transfer is not only about what you receive, it's about how you receive it. Pride will shut the door that humility opens. Bitterness will block what gratitude would welcome. Prepare your heart, not just your hands. Make room in your spirit for something greater than you've imagined. The size of the transfer will match the size of the preparation. If your faith has been stretched, it's because God is sending something big enough to fill that space. And hear me well. You're not being overlooked. You're being reserved. Like the finest treasure, God has kept you hidden for an appointed time. Not everyone was meant to go where you're going. Not everyone was qualified to understand what God was forming in you. That's why you felt misunderstood. That's why the crowd thinned. But isolation does not equal abandonment. Sometimes it's in the solitude that God downloads the clearest instructions. And now the instructions are turning into manifestations. Your mindset must shift. Stop asking if you're worthy and start believing that God is faithful. The blessing is not about what you deserve. It's about what God has decided. And He has decided that your time has come. So walk in it. Not arrogantly, but confidently. Not boastfully, but boldly. Not because you are strong, but because God is with you. And when God is with you, nothing can stand against you. Not fear, not failure, not even the weight of your own past. Let your mouth begin to align with the movement of God. Speak life, not death. Speak destiny, not defeat. Speak vision, not victimhood. Speak like the transfer is already in motion, because your words have weight. They are seeds, and what you sow today, you will live in tomorrow. The divine transfer is not just physical, it is mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's a full shift, not just in your situation, but in your identity. You're not who you used to be. God has been reshaping you into someone who can carry divine responsibility with honor and power. Let this message ring deep into your soul. God knows. God has seen what they didn't. God has heard what they ignored. God has planned what they could never sabotage. He knows your need better than you can articulate it, and He will meet that need in a way that exceeds your expectation, not just to fill you, but to overflow you. You will go from not enough to more than enough, from confusion to clarity, from surviving to thriving, because when God moves, He moves in fullness. Don't worry about how long it's